Hey race fans, welcome to our final episode of Backseat Drivers for the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series season. And what a way to go out. A two-time champion, Joey Logano, was crowned earlier today at Phoenix Raceway, which is where we're at right now. I am Alex Weaver, joined by NBC Sports' Kyle Petty and our resident analyst, Mamba Smith. We made it, guys. Final laps.
Final laps. You look great, man.
You know what, KP? I appreciate
yes,
that.
Yes, you do. I'm underdressed right here.
They
you
were giving
great.
me hell earlier, and I was getting a little self-conscious.
Yeah, you look good, man.
I told Kyle he didn't have to wear a tie.
I know.
Kept the tie on. No, just kidding. All right, well, we're excited to get things kicked off. We are going to be joined by the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series champion, Joey Logano. But first, obviously, before the race today, a member of our own passed away in the middle of the night. Coy Gibbs, who is a co-owner for Joe Gibbs Racing. It was announced by Joe Gibbs Racing that he had passed, and he was a brother, a father, obviously the father of the Xfinity Series champion for this year, Ty Gibbs. And he was a member here of the family. It was a really sad start to the morning in the garage. Coy Gibbs was 49 years old.
This afternoon, we learned of the tragic passing of Coy Gibbs. Our deepest condolences are with the entire Gibbs family and everyone at Joe Gibbs Racing. We now ask that you join us in a moment of silence to honor the memory of Coy Gibbs.
So NASCAR did release a statement by Jim France, NASCAR's chairman and CEO. We are heartbroken by the tragic loss of Coy Gibbs. On behalf of the France family and all of NASCAR, I extend my deepest condolences to Joe, Pat, Heather, the Gibbs family, and everyone at Joe Gibbs Racing on the loss of Coy, a true friend and racer. Obviously, if you have been in the garage for any amount of time, you knew Coy Gibbs. You knew the Gibbs family and the presence that was Coy. So a devastating loss for the sport.
Most definitely. There's too many of us, and I put myself in that category with Joe and with Rick Hendrick, who have lost sons and who have lost children. This is Joe's second child. JD passed away, and we know what JD meant to the sport and to Denny Hamlin and to that organization. And then Coy steps in and picks up that mantle for his brother and for his dad. And now he's gone. I can't imagine what Pat and Joe, but their faith is so strong. Mm-hmm. Their faith is so strong. And they have been such an inspiration to this garage area and this community. And I think that's what people have to understand is our community lost someone. Our community lost someone. That garage area lost someone. Our sport lost someone. Ty will be that legacy, that kid that we always look at and always remember. But my heart has been broken all day for the Gibbs family.
Same.
Yeah, I've known Ty since he started racing late models, and so just watching him grow up and being around Coy a little bit, it's heartbreaking, man. And I think I've thought about this a lot all day, which is, it's a little different here. This is something that I've had a hard time to explain, but this really kind of wraps it up for me to be able to do it. It's a little different because we all live in Charlotte. We all go to the same place to eat. We all get the same lunch. We all get on the same planes and go to the same racetracks, and we do all of this together, even though it's in different places. Whereas other sports, they do it differently in different places. And so the way that a death affects the garage and losing somebody affects our garage as a whole, because you're right, it is a community, and it affects it differently, and it just hurts, and it never really goes away. Like every time we go back to those places that we've lost somebody, you always remember those people.
Yeah, it was definitely a heavy morning here in the NASCAR family. So thoughts and prayers go out to the Gibbs family and to Joe Gibbs Racing. All right, well, after that, we were lucky enough to watch an exciting championship race, a dominant one by Joey Logano. It was time to crown our 2022 NASCAR Cup Series champion.
He's already built a Hall of Fame career. Today, he etches his name in stone as one of the few to capture multiple championships. Logano is a two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Good job. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes! Great drive. Way to hang in there. Proud of you.
Well, driver number 22 in the year 2022, Joey Logano is crowned our NASCAR Cup Series champion this year. Started from the pole. He had 4 wins this season. He is one of 2 active drivers that now can claim being a 2-time champ in the sport.
Twice.
In a dominating fashion.
Oh, yeah.
But how do you do it today?
Well, you just took the words right out of my mouth. Domination.
Yeah.
Like, when you come to the racetrack that prepared, you deserve to win the championship.
Yeah. That preparation, that and attitude. I mean, these guys said, this is what we're going to do. It's almost like saying, okay, Mamba, we're going to play a game. This is what I'm going to do. And I show you everything I'm going to do, and then I go do it. You know what I mean? And you say, oh, I thought you were kidding, man. I didn't know you were going to be that well prepped. You know what I mean? And that's what he did. He just went out and did it. It was, from a team perspective, it was a work of art, and it was amazing to watch how it unfolded through the day. They never faltered. They never looked back, only out the windshield. That's the way it was.
He led 156 laps today, and I just want to read some of the quotes that Joey has said just this week. We're the favorite, period. That was the quote. He also said, I told my son I'm going to win the pole. I won the pole. I told my son I'm going to win the race, and I told him I can't be a liar. That's a quote.
Dang.
He also said, you never let the competition come up for air.
Yeah, that's a great quote. That's it. Once you get your foot on their throat, don't lift. And he never lifted all day long, man. They haven't lifted since they won the first race of the 3rd round.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Now joined by officially a 2-time NASCAR Cup Series champion, driver number 22, Mr. Joey Logano. Feels good, 2 times, right?
Got it. I told you guys, 22 and 22. I told you so.
Yep.
So I want to kick things off with that because you have, from the start of the season, told me that you were going to be the champion this year, and the number suited you. It was the year 2022. You were the 22, and I want to now know that you called your shot. So how does it feel to officially call the shot?
Well,
back in February,
does
Joey.
it count if you call your shot every year and you finally actually get it?
Yes.
Does that count?
Yes, it does.
Because there's a few times I've called my shot and it hasn't worked out.
Right,
But I do think the attitude, the mentality of feeling that you are the best and you are ready in these situations, that's what it's all about, is mentally being prepared. I felt it, during media day, and I can hear it in my competitors that I was in a better spot than them.
Yeah.
And we had 2.5 weeks to be prepared. I've been here 5 times. I knew what the week was like. I knew how to prepare. I knew what the day is like, and our team did too. And Paul just did an amazing job. Really the last couple weeks, really taking the bull by the horns, really, and just saying, hey, here's the meetings we're going to have scheduled. Here's what we're going to do. Here's how we're going to prepare. And there was meetings on meetings on meetings on meetings, watching film together as a team. There's so many things we did together, and then individually or different working groups that we separated and did things, and then we came back together. It was a total true team effort to make all this work. And yesterday morning we're in Paul's bus at 6 a.m. going over changes and doing things as a group. We do it together, and that's what makes this so special, is that it's not all on one person's shoulders. To see everybody do it together, and then the last pit stop doing getting a couple spots there, executing qualifying with that first pit stall helps as well. And here we are. Great.
Here we are.
So I have you've talked about it numerous times that you guys did a deep dive for 2 weeks. And you talked about it a little bit there. Like if I had 2 weeks to do a project, I would wait for the night before the project was due. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the kind of guy. But you guys, and so many people have talked about it through the years. Oh, yeah, I won the first race in a round. We're going to be prepared when we get there. But they're not. Mm-hmm. But you guys were. When you do a deep dive, I want you to walk me through that just a little bit, because the pool is very shallow here with the history of this car. We only have a year under our belt. Where do you go to dive to get that information?
Well, you for one, review racetracks that are similar to Phoenix, and then also your first race, but it's so long ago that you kind of got to take a lot of that with a grain of salt, because we're so early in the development of the race car. So you go through some of that. You talk about strategy. You talk about the pit stops. You talk about a game plan about how to roll pit road. Coleman and I were out here the other night on a golf cart for 30 minutes. figuring out how we're going to roll pit road and try to gain an advantage on that. There's so many little things, and I said it in the media day. This is going to be one with details. It's not going to be one with just a car that's faster than everyone else. Yes, we had a good car and all that, but the one was really fast at the end. The 20 showed signs of speed as well. So it was close. And if one mistake or giving up a couple spots here and there, that was the difference maker.
Yeah.
We had to maintain the track position. We got the pole, and at that point, it was keep your foot on them. Right, you got them down, you got them pinned. Now you got to keep the pressure on them, and that was really the difference maker for us. But all that prep work really coming to show, like this is the report card, right? Today isn't like the big work day; it's the report card of how you did, right, and how your prep work really was in your studying.
Joey, so when you came up, you were sliced bread, dubbed that guy. You're proven to be that guy. I want to know this. I've heard some murmurs that people think that you're a Hall of Famer now. I think you're a walking Hall of Famer now with 2. I want to know what that might feel like for you, even people being in that conversation.
You have always talked about that 2 is
different.
It is special and it's neat, but I mean, I can't say I put much thought into it because I got a long ways to go in my career. I'm not done yet. And hopefully we're not talking about 2 of them. We're talking about 5 or 6 of them, maybe 7. Who knows? I got to catch your old man.
Whoa! I like that talk.
I like that. I'm going to try. I'll call my shot for the rest of the year, see what I can do. But, it's neat, right? And when I think of Hall of Famer, I don't really think of stats that much. And I think everyone's definition of Hall of Famer is different, right? And I think somebody that is given to the sport as much as they've taken and to make it better for the next generation, that's a true champion in our sport. That's a true Hall of Famer. You can win championships and then disappear at the end of your career. I'm not sure you're a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. Right? And so I think the people that have built the sport and continue building the sport are the true Hall of Famers. And I don't think that happens from behind the wheel or in competition every time. I think that happens a lot of times with just people that care and want to see our sport grow. That, to me, is Hall of Fame material.
So I'm gonna go to a place here a little bit like that. No. Because he's talking about building a legacy by staying and doing more and more. You and your dad lived in a camper, lived in a place, went all over. Now you got kids coming along, man. you got kids coming. All right, and I guess that's what I'm looking at when I look at you, and I know that's way off in the future. But you talk about leaving and giving something back to the sport. Giving something back to the sport. Do you envision yourself? Listen, you're the first guy to win 2 championships for Roger Penske, and he's been here forever. That's an amazing.
Cool. I didn't know
that. At the Cup Series,
cool.
That's an amazing stat in itself.
Right.
So I look at that. But do you envision yourself at some point in time embracing the sport in that way? I mean, because we see so many new owners coming into the sport. Jimmy Johnson has just come back.
I mean, you never say never. And I am the type of person that always has to have 15 things on my plate to go because I hate seeing opportunity wasted. And so when it's there, you're like, oh, I got to do it. I don't know if this opportunity will ever come again, so I got to do it. And then I overload my plate, and then I got to, reset. But, I see myself being involved in the sport for a long, long time. Even when I'm not behind the steering wheel, I still want to be able to give back and have a place in it somewhere. I don't know what that is. I got a lot of years to think about it, but I care about that. And I don't know if that's legacy or just love of the sport.
Yeah.
I love NASCAR racing. This is all I ever wanted to do. You know how it is. Like when you're a kid and I watched my first race, that was it. That was it. I had the Hot Wheels cars. I had the race car bed. I mean, I was full on. It's race cars. That's what I loved. Yeah. And I got to kind of keep doing that my whole life. So, who knows where I end up at the end of the day. But for now, we'll keep going.
Yeah. One final thought here, Joey, because you were sitting in victory lane with us at the Busch Light Clash in L.A. You won the very first race that we had an opportunity to run in this next-gen car. What do you take away from this year? I know the championship was obviously the goal and you accomplished the goal, but what was the overall feeling of 2022 for you guys?
Just is a challenging year for sure. When you think about the new challenge that's ahead of us, this next-gen car that we knew nothing about, and it's a challenge for everybody in the whole sport, right? The drivers, the teams, NASCAR. There's so many things that pop up that we were not ready for, right? And so you have to adapt quickly, right? Because everything. I think at the first 5 or 6 races of the year, I had to unlearn so much. Like all the things that I was like, yes, this is what works on restarts. This is what we do. This is how the balance changes. These are the things that we really need to focus on. And then to go out there in the race, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so wrong. Right? Like it doesn't go that way now. Like there's never been a bigger change in our sport when it comes to cars, and at one time, and that was the trickiest thing for us to figure out. And I still don't feel like we have it figured out, but we are at least fine tuning. So you get an idea for it. But the strategy changes. The way you did the pit stops completely changed for everybody. So. It was the most challenging year, and that's why you saw an interesting playoffs, right? What it took to get to the championship four was different than the past. There wasn't consistency throughout the team or throughout the field. I mean, right? When you think about, 3 non-playoff drivers winning the first 3 races of the playoffs, like what?
Yeah.
That never happens. And you have 19 different winners. I think it's what we ended up at. Like, I would have never guessed that. Someone asked me that at the beginning of the year. You're going to have to win to get in? I'm like, you never have to win to get in.
She thought it was 22 and 22.
I know.
She thought it was 22.
It's a different 22, but that's okay.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Hey, Joey, real quick, I got to let you know I was walking out to the grid before the race started, and I run into Brittany and Hudson. I'm like, all right, how we feeling?
Smoking hot wife.
You're smoking hot wife.
Hot-ass wife. She's over there.
Yeah. I go, how we feeling? And she goes, we got this.
That's right.
The only person that had more confidence in it than you is your wife.
I tell you what, attitudes are contagious.
That's exactly right.
It takes an
That's
army
exactly
to do it, and positive attitudes are just as contagious as negative ones. And you truly got to believe, like I said, and it takes an army to make all this happen, right? You think of everybody's families and the grind of the year to get to this point, right? Not just my family, but you think of, I see Paul as just as he's been the last few weeks. I know he hasn't seen his family. And you think of everybody, though. Like, we're traveling all year long. It is a grind. It takes an army for everybody to do this together. It's tough. You guys know how it is. It's a strain on everybody. Everyone ends up being kind of single parents if you have kids at home for a little bit.
For sure.
Dad's working, right? It's just it's tough. So we're going to enjoy the next couple months, come back at it strong.
But then if you're lucky, you get to go to the racetrack and ride around the racetrack with your dad in the car.
Man, that was
cool.
Ever since Harvick did that the first time in Michigan, I was like, man, I really want to do that. And I kept winning without Hudson here or J-Mo or Amelia. Nobody. And it was just me. I was like, man, this is not as special. And to see him run and grab the flag, it's cool. We were out here last night, and we came down after the Xfinity race, and it's like Halloween for him. He gets trash bagging, go gets lug nuts. So we had our.
Those, Hudson.
Oh yeah.
Those are relics.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you hold on to those nuts. So
that's cool.
That's
cool.
All
I got
right,
that.
all right.
I got it.
On that note,
we should stop now.
We're going to let the champ go. He is a 2-time champ. His 14th full-time season in the NASCAR Cup Series. You get to add a 2 to that fire suit.
You got a Sharpie? Let's just put it on.
Oh, yeah.
Super
we got a
pumped.
pen.
Thank you for joining us. Joey Logano, one of 2 active drivers with multi-championships.
Here, I'll give you the honors.
Please do it.
You threw it at me last night.
Is that the one I threw at you?
This is the one you threw
Put
at me.
me a 2
no,
on
I'm
there,
not
Kyle. Come on, do it.
That's a championship. That's a
Yeah, put
championship.
2 of them
No,
on
that's
there.
right.
Oh,
All
man.
right. Thank you,
someone
Joey.
else is going to do it then.
Thanks, Joey. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So obviously such an honor to have the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series champion join us here. So thank you, Joey Logano. We appreciate it as always. But let's get into what he called a unique season because that was one nice way to put it. This was the season of unknowns for everybody in the garage. I want to read some statistics from this 2022 season. We saw 19 winners. It was the 74th season of NASCAR in its history, the first year of a next-gen car. We raced in the NASCAR Cup Series 9,483 laps, which equaled 12,939 miles. 11 drivers made their NASCAR Cup Series debut, tied for the most winners of all time with 19. 5 drivers got their first Cup Series starts or first Cup Series wins, and 4 races were won on a last lap pass. And a brand new car this season.
Oh, don't forget, the Hail Melon.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that's right. That's true.
How can you forget that?
You can't forget that.
So 2022, for lack of a better word, it was unique.
For sure.
Oh, you want? Oh, I'll grade it.
Yeah, grade it.
Listen,
how do you think?
Let's get some ratings.
Yeah,
for
what do you think?
2022.
Yeah, so in 2021 at the beginning of the year, it was dubbed the greatest season. It was going
Best
to be
season
the best
ever.
season. It was really, really good. 2021 was great, but this was at a different level.
This was better.
Oh my god! Oh my!
Totally
It's
different.
not even close. Like
That's right.
Like last year was great, but this year is astronomically better. Like
Yeah.
it's not even close. So I mean, it's a 100 on the test, 120, A double plus, like whatever you need. It was that.
Yeah.
KP, I also want to say youngest champ forever, but while KP's sitting here, old guys rule because Joey Logano.
That's exactly
The
right.
oldest guys don't
No,
win.
that's
the
exactly
field.
right, man. So I look at this year. I look at this season, and I think it was a moment just like the Hail Melon that someone looked at the sport and said, we're going to play outside the box. We're not going to do what we've done for the previous 72, 73 years, 74 years, whatever. We're going to do something totally different. We come with a car. That car has given us new stars.
Yes.
That car has given us new opportunities to race at L.A., at Chicago, new venues. That car has brought new owners. We see Jimmy Johnson coming in. Michael Jordan comes in. Justin Marks said, the only reason I'm here is because of this new car.
Yep.
So it has brought so many new opportunities to the sport and to the people that work in the sport and the sponsorship and so many opportunities to take NASCAR and put it in your backyard. Put it in your front yard. Put it on Michigan Avenue. Put it wherever you want to put it. So I look at that part of the car and 2022, and I say it has been the greatest year. We can't go back to 2021. This has been the greatest year, and maybe, in hindsight, when we look back, a turning point and one of the greatest years the sport has ever known.
Mamba, favorite memory from this season? Good luck.
Yeah, I know.
Racking your brain.
I know. I'm gonna take. I mean, I gotta say it, but I think that's everybody's. Is the Hail Melon? Like it was like that move to have the presence in mind to be like, do I need it? Yep, here it goes.
Yeah.
Like that move was fantastic, but I'll also go to the Trackhouse group in general.
For sure.
Like what they bet on this. This is why they are here. And they went all the way to the final, to the Champ 4. So, like, anybody that
finished second best of the Champ 4.
Oh, it finished third on track. So, like, it wasn't like it was second best by a while. So, like, for anybody that's looking to have a reason to come in, you got it.
Yeah.
It's Trackhouse.
KP, favorite memory?
My favorite memory this season and every season is a first-time winner. Anytime we get a first-time winner. We heard Joey sit here and talk about the dream of winning a championship, of being a winner at the Cup level. To stand in victory lane and hoist that trophy and look around and see all your team, because they're your team, man. You go to battle every week with that group. To see everybody smile and to know that's something you dreamed when you were 4 or 5 years old. We saw it with Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe, Daniel Suarez, Tyler Reddick. I mean,
Ross
Chastain. So many guys this year got to see their dreams come true in front of so many people and stand there and hold that trophy. And that's something that they will remember, that they dreamed about, but something they'll remember forever.
You always remember the first.
Always.
All right, well, my favorite memory, kind of along the same lines, it was also a first. It was a first for motorsports. We had stock cars in the middle of the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's how we started off this season. It was the first time any of us had seen this next-gen car. It was loud. We were not used to how loud it was. I remember the smell being different, and to watch stock cars come out of a tunnel
That's
onto
cool.
a Coliseum was insane to me.
And added to that, right? Pitbull and Ice Cube.
Yeah.
I'd never seen them before, and I got to. The first time I saw them was at a NASCAR race. It was a NASCAR event. We're going back.
It's an event.
It's
That's
an
it.
event.
It was an event.
Hollywood sign,
Yeah,
the
that's cool.
Olympic flame.
That's
it
cool.
was insane. I hope you guys all join us back in, 80-something days.
Yeah, it's
We'll
here.
be back.
Are you
Re-rack them.
serious?
Let's go again. Here we go. 2023 season is not far. Well, we hope you all have enjoyed hanging out with us here every single week on Backseat Drivers. It has been a phenomenal season. Thank you so much for letting us be a part of it. And to break down all of these races, these 19 winners, Joey Logano is officially crowned our 2022 NASCAR Cup Series champion. For myself, Mamba Smith, Kyle Petty, Kim Coons, Steve Letard, and the rest of the faces, our smiling crew here back behind the cameras, we're going to all go sleep now for a couple of days. Actually, we're heading to LA with the champion.
I'm not sleeping. Scottsdale's fun.
Yeah, so thank you all for being a part of
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you all for being a part of it, and make sure and tune in next season. From all of us here on the Backseat, have a very happy off season.
We do it for the glory.
win them all if you don't win the first one.
One chance to hold the crown. We do it for the glory, glory. We do it for the glory.
Around and into the fence goes Harvick.
Daytona 500! Holy crap!
Friends come and go, banners hang forever. See my number in the rafters, I apply the pressure. And holding up that trophy's like the buried treasure.
Kyle Larson.
Hard work, man.
Gotta take the crown home, accepting nothing less. Cause the rebel can't stomach being second best. You witnessing the greatest, yeah, I'm in the flesh. But the victory laps, the hustle's in my chest. Off to stay in top condition. Keep our eyes on the peak, cause that's the proper vision. Glory's the only mission.
Unbelievable, man.
One shot, no stopping now. We do it for the glory. One chance to hold the crown.
This is ours.
Glory. We do it for the glory, glory.
You're the loud master.
Here in Daytona, the regular season finale.
They are going to the playoffs.
Jones is going to win the Southern 500.
So let the games begin. We only play to win.
Eric Almirola gets turned. What they gonna say now, baby? Let's go!
And that's true.
We do it for the glory.
We're kicking off the round of 12.
Get out of there. Let's go! Great job, guys!
One chance to hold the crown. We do it for the
They're racing for the Winnebago.
Yeah! What a drive, my man. What a drive.
glory.
He's eliminated the reigning champion.
Bubba Wallace has gone to confront Kyle Larson.
Let's go get a championship, baby! Hell yeah, Miami, baby!
One more shot for playoff drivers here this afternoon.
We do it for the
Hell yeah, let's go get us a championship.
Chastain did a video game move.
You made the transfer, man! The one, Hail Mary, defense, and 3 and 4, and got it.
It's time for the championship to get underway.
2 times, baby! Yeah! Yeah! Good job! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.